What's going on? This is Andy, and I am the executive coach at Real Body Improvement. I'm doing a 3-month bulk, doing a little status update. Today is day 29 of 92, so I was right at the 1/3 mark. I've already gained 10 pounds because when I weighed myself in today, I was 205. All my lifts have gone up at least 20 pounds. I'm squatting today, just squatted 245 5 times. I benched 205 about 8 times. What else? I haven't deadlifted in 2 weeks because I got really sick. As I said last time, I was really sick. I'm about to deadlift next workout. So that's basic status update. Now let's get into what I want to talk to. I think it's a really difficult thing to do when you're trying to gain a lot of weight in a little period of time. So if you're trying to gain 20 pounds in 2 months, 30 pounds in 3 months, whatever it is, the hardest thing you're going to have is how to not overdo it by eating lots of crap, but also laxing up on your normally high standards that most people who are health conscious have. So in other words, if you're a healthy eater like me, and I love eating healthy just because to me it tastes better, I feel better, I'm at a better weight, I look better without my clothes off, etc., etc., etc. So many benefits. Many people who are used to that sort of lifestyle, also when I tell them, they say that they want to gain a lot of muscle, I say one of the best things you can do is go into bulk. You don't have to. It can be a great option for you. So as they start trying to gain weight, they start eating more, they find it's very difficult to eat a diet that's composed of mostly whole foods, mostly what people consider healthy foods that are hard to gain weight on. So the hardest thing you can do is start eating donuts and candy and more liquid-based diets. Cereal, for me, cereal is a big one, but still, cereal has a lot of fiber, and that's really the reason why you want to go towards that route of the ice creams and the crap of the world is because they're not as fiber dense. They tend to be very energy dense because they have things like sugar, higher carbs, things like that. So by doing that, they're going to accumulate, by eating more processed foods, more high energy dense foods, more sugar laden foods, they're going to be adding a lot more body fat than they necessarily want. So people who have eaten clean for a long time have noticed that they may not be perfectly ripped or whatever they want, but they're not gaining a lot of fat. When you start eating this way, though, when you start bulking up and you really lax your standards on how you're going to eat, the hardest thing to deal with is body fat. And I showed pictures last time. I'll just throw some pictures up right now, some video of me with my shirt off. Well, what can I say? I gained a decent amount of fat around my stomach, especially. This is completely normal. This is just part of the process. But unfortunately, especially the last 2 weeks, I got sick, and my standards went from I was pretty good. I was eating a lot of whole, what should I say, lean proteins, still peppering, the cereal, the liquid calories, whole milk. I went from that to basically I would stop at Dunkin' Donuts every morning, have 2 donuts, some of the crappy little breakfast sandwiches that are loaded with grease, because to be honest with you, I was just so miserable. My standards were much more lax, and I'm building that back up and trying to eat a lot more healthy, quote unquote healthy, right? But still, even if you decide to do that even if you decide to go more of a clean diet, of a more whole food diet, you're still going to put on extra fat because you're eating extra calories. Extra calories get stored as fat, point blank. As long as you keep your protein high, I say the best thing you can do is do your best to, common sense, lax your standards. Don't try to eat perfectly. Try to just make sure you're maintaining your protein level, get a decent amount of calories in, and from there, you're going to have to basically base what the best you can do in terms of quote unquote clean eating. But again, I would just close with this. If you think you're going to go do a bulk and it's going to be the perfect bulk and you're not going to gain a lot of fat, I'd say go ahead and try. But for me personally, I've had so many experiences where I tried that and my digestive system gets so fucked up because there's so much fiber going into your body that your intestines are literally knotting up. And to be honest with you, I don't even want to share this, but just bad things happen if you understand what I'm trying to say without trying to say it, just coming out. So that's one of the ways that I get around that is I have to lax my standards. And you know what? When you're on a bulk, if you decide you're going to do a bulk, you're going to have to do that just for your own sanity. So lax your standards. That's the lesson of today. I'll have another video out on Wednesday, so take a look for that. Thanks for watching.